I didn't want a project. It was a bit beyond my capabilities to start cutting out rust and stuff. So I wanted something that was reasonably clean. I actually didn't really want the car. I tripped over it and I thought, yeah, I can do this. And I wanted a project that I could actually manage myself. And yeah, that's what I went for. Hi, I'm Alan Cini and this is my SLR 5000. My first car was a WBU, one tonner. So I sort of got my first car to suit my job, to help me start my business. Yeah. And then got into Tiranas. I wanted a car. My brothers and my cousins were all into cars. Yeah. So one of my cousins had Tiranas, and yeah, we were building his Tirana. He's had an SLR. Yeah. And that's pretty much where I got it from. Okay. And friends. Yeah. They were all into Tiranas and when we did do up cars, Dad had a Ute too, so we played around with that a bit. My oldest brother had a little Tirana that we did up as well, yeah. So we played around in the garage with that. That's basically how I sort of got into it, and I've always been hands-on, and it's just something that I wanted to achieve. It's not really something that I can say that I've been trained to do or anything. It's just, yeah, something that I played around with. And this one here, we actually had Christine's car at Show Cars Melbourne, and we were coming out from there and we're loading up her car, and a guy came up to me and asked me if I was interested in buying an SLR 5000, and I kind of said to him, oh, not really, I was just finished building this one, I'm broke enough as it is, and I thought, do I start again? And sure enough, I got into it. COVID was around the corner, and yeah, I thought that's a good opportunity to keep yourself busy. And went down, had a look at it, and I pretty much fell in love with the colour. And yeah, it was a genuine SLR. So I thought, yep, I'll give this a shot. It was one that I wanted to do all myself. So I didn't want not many hands to touch it, and I kind of got there, and I started playing around with it. And once it got to that stage of paint, I went and seen a mate of mine and see if he can let me use his booth, and he offered to paint it for me. So I said, all right, let's do it. And he ended up going over everything I did and put some paint on it for me. So he helped me out with that. And it was a pretty good car, very clean car. I think it stayed undone for quite some time, so it wasn't put in the backyard or anything. It stayed in the shed, so it's a very clean car to start off with, so it was pretty good. So I ended up bringing it home, putting it on a rotisserie, and just played around with it at home. I had a little bit of rust on the floor pan, on one of the floor pans, so two of them. So, and it was a little bit dented underneath. It looked like someone had gone over some sort of speed humps or something, whatever, I'm not sure. But I pulled all that out and got a friend to come in and just do the TIG welding for me. or MIG welding, whatever he did. But it was reasonably clean. Most of the welding that we did was like getting rid of holes and stuff that we didn't want. But it was reasonably clean. He already had flares on it, but they weren't to my my liking. So I went and got new flares, and I sort of refitted all those flares. I ended up going to a bigger rim from a 13 to a 14. So then I put big tyres. So I had to modify the arches quite a bit to get those tyres to get in there without rubbing. So they actually don't rub any now, so they're pretty good. There was a bit of modifications in the front to get that steering to turn. Those flares come off a couple of times because I couldn't get them right. So they were on and off quite a few times. These flares that are off the A9X. They're an A9X flare, so they're a bit wider. So yeah, they can obviously get a bit more meat underneath them. Where the SLR 4-door, they had the more closer flare. So yeah. Engine wise, I wanted to keep it as a 308 because it's a factory 308 car. So I just ended up buying a 308 and took it down to Eugene, and he ended up rebuilding it for me. We ended up stroking it, and I decided to get rid of all the wiring in the engine bay and try to keep it as clean as possible, and got rid of everything that didn't need to be there. Got rid of the carby, got rid of, ended up putting a sniper in it. I just wanted some more reliability rather than didn't like the cold starts in the morning. So it's a TCO 500, TCO 600, sorry. So it's a 5-speed. Yeah. Pretty good decision. It runs really. It doesn't really rev out on the highway, so it's pretty cool. And down low, you still got the punch. All the seats are new, but it's all been retrimmed. The whole interior has been retrimmed. The interior that it come with was brown, and I didn't want brown. It was a factory black interior, so I wanted to go back to its factory interior. That was important to me. The whole car, I've tried to keep original as much as possible from the outside and the inside. It was just the engine bay that I changed up. We stroked the engine. I want a bit more power. I want a bit more reliability. I definitely want that horsepower behind it. So we did what we could do with the 308. So we stroked it and did what we could do, and put extractors behind it and exhaust, and it's got a bit of punch behind it. So the biggest challenge building it would probably have been, I reckon the rims, getting those wheels to fit underneath would have to be the biggest challenge. Getting those front wheels to turn and without rubbing, definitely the biggest challenge. Grumpy was my first boat, and apparently I'm a grumpy bloke. Not sure where that come from. No, I usually get pretty grumpy when I don't get what I want. So look, it's just once we start the car for the first time, it was just a very grumpy look, sound, and my first boat was grumpy. So I was known to be grumpy from that, and Christine goes, "This is definitely a grumpy car," and it just suited it. And she gets behind it. She doesn't mind giving it a bit of a squirt. It's got that sound that she likes, and she doesn't mind driving it. She gets a bit nervous driving it sometimes because it's not really her car. I think she's always scared that I get angry at her, but nah, she's a bit of a lead foot, Chris, so nah, she doesn't mind driving it. I always say yes, I'm going to do another one, but then something tells me not to do it, but I do have a HQ Monaro GDS that I would love to. I didn't actually build the whole HQ, so I'd want to pull it down and build it myself and finish it off myself. So maybe one day we'll get the HQ off the hoist and we'll give that my own personal touches. But yeah, if I had to do another car, it'd definitely be my HQ Monaro.
Yeah, cool.